Liz. I play Bones. Welcome to the D20 Misfits. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and I don't know, comment your favorite color.
You said that last time.
What's your favorite color? It's not on recording. What's your favorite color? My favorite color, neon green. Love it whenever it's under black light. I like that. What's your favorite color? You know? I don't know what's gonna happen. Shit's gonna hit the fan, probably. Yeah, stay tuned. Hey, my favorite color is jelly bean. Your Shy's favorite color is jelly bean.
Mine's Schmoglenoff.
I don't know what that is. Back to you, Frank.
So, last we left off, by the way, listen, I'm going to say this right now off the gate. So the reason we didn't do no goddamn video last week is simply because the video that we were editing had no audio whatsoever, because for some god-awful reason, program we used to record shit said, we're going to disconnect the mic, and that's how it is. That's why we have no audio, and I don't want to show it or put it up there, so that's why we are redoing tonight for now. That was last week to now. So, yeah. So, last we left off with you guys and the party. You guys were in the temple or the conclave of the gods. Thanks. You guys met the gods, started to talk with the gods. The Raven Queen reached out her first question to you all, which was, do you think you should be the one to hold the pen on Grievous's fate? With that being said, and going back and forth with that, the final verdict from Bones was to, I agree, we should not be in charge of this. After that, the gods, mainly Tormenteer, questioned Belverix and a little bit of Zarkon and the party, because the question, that original question, do you think you should hold the pen, was redirected a lot. Tyr, the god of truth, after you guys, in lack of better terms, redirected and not hit the actual question, but you did announce your testimonies, especially Belverix and Amari released your testimonies in Tyr. That was not the question that was originally answered. You guys talked about how you felt, your own personal judgment and opinion. Swayed by that, did get Tyr a little upset. And still conversing and talking to the gods to find out truly if they are going to be indifferent and not partake in the final battle when you guys reach to it, or the final ritual site where Grievous is going to be. You have a lot of options at hand. A for one, you could summon Grievous. Bring him here to his own personal testimony so he can actually act in his own defense. You could still gain a lot more. I think when we did this video, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you and Amari gain insight on...
I gained insight.
On the Raven Queen?
Yes.
That's something was being there? Cool. That wasn't last week, that was the week before, right?
It was me too.
No, it was
yes.
You too. So Bones and...
Wait, was it last week?
Bones and you. Well, yeah. I mean, for the episode last week, yes. Not the fuck up episode that we did last week.
Okay.
It was the prior week.
So yes, both Bones, sorry, not Amari, Bones and Belverix notice that the Raven Queen is holding a little back. That she's not fully telling you guys everything that is intriguing or that is in her mind. So you have that. You have summoning Grievous. And if all else fails, the gods are just going to wipe the slate clean. And that is what we are trying to avoid. So, this is going to be lengthy. This is going to be a little bit on the scary side. So, let's see what happens tonight as we dive in to the final stretch-ish. It's not going to be the final episode. Definitely not. We are on the last leg to a long campaign. So can they do it? We will find out. Let's see what the trial of the indifference will be. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in a second.
The adventure continues.
And welcome back. So, before we dive in to the trial, or still the tribunal talk with the players and the gods, we want to take a step back to when and what transpired within the Raven Queen's lair in the library, in her keep, where Zarkon found a book of Bahamut, and as he opened it, he got sucked into the book. And later down the line, Ryu got the tattoo of draconic writing from Bahamut that was instilled, as the last episode you guys kind of found out that Zarkon was hiding within. So what transpired between that and what he saw in the books? That is what we're going to cover. So without further ado, and the changing of music needs to happen here. Let's do just that. And
Quite loud.
sorry,
Oh, good.
I wasn't planning on it being that damn loud. Okay. So, as when you open this book and you got teleported in, what do you think is the first thing or sound or what that you realize or that you see?
When I first got teleported into the book, I realized that I was not in my own scales. I was of non-draconic ancestry. I was pale, elegant, glowing skin, as elves have.
Okay. So, with that insight, what you see and you notice around you, noticing, for one, that as you look at your hands and at your clothes is not of what you were originally wearing when you left. It is of elven. Even as you put your hands to your face and touch your ears, they are pointed, they are elongated slightly. So definitely, you can definitely tell this is of elf nature that you're in. For one, it's that ending of that first book. You drop to your knees. You look behind you and you see 6 burial sites. you do see, you know, on the top of the soil, a little bit of blood. And as you look down, your hands are covered in it. And you can just, your head just looks up to the sky. Why couldn't you help me? Why? You brought me back to destroy this fiend, and I petitioned it. Yet you can't help me restore my power to help heal my friends. Why can you not help me? Why? Answer me. No sound. No push, no wind. Alone is the first emotion that is there, or abandoned is what you feel. You look back at yourself and look down, and you get brushed up beside you. And you can see one radiant lion standing there, and you feel the hand go against the mane and the body. And you look to your left, and another one's right there with you. My friends, you never leave me. You will never die. For so you do come back, because you are a item to be used. But I want to make it different. And I think I know how. And he pulls out another figurine and throws it. And it transforms into a griffin. And the lions recede back into the figurine. And he takes off and he flies. And it's distance, days, non-stop. You can feel the exhaustion hitting over. And as the sun creeps up for the start of a new day, a new dawn, the clouds break way into a massive valley. And here you see from a distance, it's in a cavern, or it's in a grotto type ordeal. And down there, what looks to be like a settlement of some type, but the buildings are arranged a little odd. Either, if you want to, you can do either an Arcana or a Perception roll.
He shit at both of that.
Well, I'll say we are using his point of view.
Grievous.
So, we're going to roll a D20, and which one would you like to use? Perception? Or, well, they're the same, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 16 plus whatever his is.
Okay, 16 plus that. So he has plus 4, so dirty 20. This, from a standpoint, because he had to dabble in arcane magic to become a dragon disciple. So, the buildings are laid out in a, not geometric, but a spellwork pattern. This was time. So I know this was time is what we figured out. That this was a town or something to do with time itself. And we found this old dais And now that I have the knowledge of spell work, I think I can figure this out. And that's where the Griffin is leading, going. As you land on this dais. What's weird about it, it is of stone, but it also has either glasswork or metallic work to it. Old, ancient, no idea what's going to happen. And he places the figurine of his lions on there. And he puts his hands on there and he lets out you can just feel the deep breath in and then the roar that bellows out of him. Getting that transformation impact, that dragon power activating. I'm trying to be just like you. Let me show you that I can do this. And he pours in that draconic essence that he had to go through. Let's see if you can withstand it. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20 plus 8.
Nice, natural 20. With that, you don't black out from this or separate the connection. In fact, you see a lot more now. You can see not so much ley lines, but you see the draconic going into it in his hands that were, showing a little bit of scaling, but not a lot, not enough to hide who he is as an elf. You can see it receding, going back to being elven, to where there's no things. You can feel the wings receding or growing smaller into your back. And this glyph just rises and rises and just boom, boom, boom. And the energy is completely unleashed and unlocked. And the figurine stands up. And you can see a slight crack in it. In Elvish, he speaks out towards the cosmos. For one, to two, these have been my loyal friends. They have never wavered. They love me. And I wish to extend that. Take this power from me and make them more than what they are. And you see that figurine of twin glowing lions snap in half. And the two sides go out and they're floating, each with their own aura, as it were. And then they, like an arc, goes out beside him on these other two smaller daises or platforms. And it's that lion, that spectral lion just there. And he just looks at you. It looks at this machine. It hears you just repeating those words again. From 1 to 2, they were my loyal friends. I want them more than what they are. Take what you need. And that power you just see that another pulse goes back into these spectral lines, and you can see the bones start to reform and shape to where they were once, quads. Now they're bipedals. Now they stand up. Legs trimmed like that of a werewolf transforming. And then they stop. With that nat 20 keeping that roll, you're not exhausted by this. You feel more excited that this happened, and they take forms. And they are whole. They are real Leonins. Now you don't have to worry about this figurine anymore. Now you can live and walk your lives beside me. down to the right. Always. We always have your back. We will never leave you. That is my vow. And I've seen what you've done. No longer will the grave ever stop your friends. For that is Rue, the Gravekeeper Cleric. And the other gets up. A little more calm, a little more straightforward. Turns and looks. You have the grave, I have everything else. I will show you the way of magic, and I know how it works. Learn how to fight magic with what you already know, being and studying of that of a paladin. This holy warrior will now be able to wield arcane magics, as I believe Zar was an Eldritch Knight. And there, after that day, it like the sun cresses the rock and it gets real bright, and next thing you know, you see another confrontation. And you see two desert-looking people, another warrior with a whip of some type, but it's completely metal, chained, as it were. Another sorcerer, a mage-type people around. In this looks to be like a center, like a plaza to a building, like a courtyard, and a confrontation about being something more, peace progressing, that, we just stopped another evil. And I did it by myself. With your help, we used our power. Bahamut didn't interfere. He didn't give me the guidance. Frankly, I don't need him. I still have the power. So there's still something here, but I can be better than him. I know that. You can see it too as he looks to everybody else. My friends are on their way. Immortality is at hand. We can become gods. Stay with me, and we have it. And you can see one of the desert folks speak up. You don't know what you're talking about. This becoming immortal? You can't. Nobody has that gift. Nobody can do that. Why would you even think that? And as you look back and look at him and feel that stoic stance, and out from your satchel pulls a scroll. I do have a way. Somebody gave me the secret to it. And we can stop Bahamut. We can dethrone him. We can do this. I have it. The other was like, it's impossible. You can't. That's going against everything we know. And you can just see that guy look. And he kind of... You can see some type of signal. Like a wink or something. And before you know it, you just feel a hit from behind you. And you see blood just start to trickle down. And then your vision goes blurry as leaping from behind you, feeling a pressure on your head. That other desert person was already in hiding because he didn't like where this was going. And he studied you and understood exactly what's to happen. And he timed his strike so perfectly and so meticulously through his training of an assassin. One shot is all it took, and he waited enough to give you a fatal blow, and you drop down. Beheaded. You can still see the vision as your head is separated from your body. And you see them go down and grab the skull. Nobody is worthy of this. Not even you. And your friends aren't here to help you. This will fetch a good price. And they pocket it and they leave. They're just standing there going, same thing as before when the fiend beheaded you the first time. You turn around and not turn around, you're just there. You know, your head's there, you're looking up into the sky and you can hear the pitter patter. And you can hear, no, he saved us, we need to go and save him. Rue, do something. And you see him go over there and you see this head come back and you kind of like, you feel the cold slop of your head being put back to your body, at least close to it enough. And you can feel him doing his grave magic of a cleric to resend the grave, to be the sentinel at grave's door and stop the dying process and start to perform the resurrection rite and prayer for the spell. And then you're back and they help you up. We'll never leave you again. Never. Flashes again. This time. It's the library. When you left. You see him reach around, you see that book go, you can see the party vacate out the door.
As in Sarkon's party?
Mm-hmm. You can see them leave the door. Said, I don't know where he is, and then we gotta talk to the Raven Queen, she might know. And they leave. And then you approach that same shelf that book is dropped. Even though you can see that there's no magical aura on it whatsoever anymore. Because it's in Raya. You see and you pick up that book. And you open it up. Why did you go in there? Interesting. And he goes over. And there's that glass case that you guys saw before that held a scroll. And also a quill. And he grabbed the quill out from that. Lifted up the case and grabbed the quill. And started to write. For what he did by touching the book, getting sucked in. Most of his consciousness is in his arm. The rest is here, and I'm talking to you now. So why read the book? Why pick up a book just because it had Bahamut's picture on it?
This is Grievous speaking to Sarkon.
Uh-huh.
It was my current faith. It's what I believed in. I felt there would have been knowledge inside of it. I was mistaken. Heavily mistaken.
You weren't. This book is not a rite of passage for Bahamut, no. It is a chronicler for the downfall. This is my 4th book from the Queen. This tells my story as yet to be written. For it used to be as you saw on the cover, I was a paragon for him. A demigod, just like him. But I saw that he was flawed. He doesn't answer all of his prayers. Hell, he barely answers them. As long as order and chaos is within, as long as law and order are within realms and keeps and castles by kings or by monarchs, dictators, whatever, it is flawed. He will never show you the way. I can, because I keep the balance. Question is, can I have you on my side?
Above table. If this is before Zarkon's full transformation, right? Like to converting into not believing in Bahamut anymore to believing in, okay, so this is before. Meantime, I want to understand you more. I saw through your eyes, as you've probably felt. I want to know more, if you're willing to share. I've only seen glimpses. I've seen you bury your party and Mercy kill them.
That is what I had to do. Because of the God that you follow, I reached out. I pleaded for help.
As I saw, and you didn't help.
No. To me, he's flawed. And it's not just him, it's a lot of others. Some, like your other holy people, they pray and they receive power from their deity, even if it's not always watching or guiding them in the right way. But why? That shouldn't happen. These gods like them used to walk the world, live in harmony. They were worshipped all the time. They always sat out with audience and tried to help as many as they could before the day's end, or be there all day, until they started bickering with each other and started the war, the calamity, as it were. So they're flawed. Everyone, every deity that you can think of is flawed. Being here in this grand library of the Raven Queen, goddess of death, rebirth, life, and fate. The Lady of Ice knows this, and knows this ritual, because she has used it before to ascend. And she got it off of a person much older than her. She actually got it off of a lich.
That's trusting.
The god of secrets. Vecna. Because he was the first to make this. And he ascended into godhood. Was he a good god? No, absolutely not. He's a lich. He still is. Or at least this form is. But he has taken every secret and has given it power. And that's what he's the god of. Secrets. I found this out in an old book. Here. And I found a way to commune with him. And he showed me that over there is a scroll. To use the exact same thing to get past Bahamut. To challenge him. And if I win, I take his power. For I think that he is no longer merciful and justice. I think somebody younger, more driven, should take his place.
It's understandable to a point. Bahamut wasn't even my first faith. It was my brother's. I only took up that faith after I got him killed. So.
And has he helped you?
I mean, I'd like to say yes, just because of the platinum on the edge of my scales, but I feel like that's going to be the end of it. Nothing more, nothing further. I'd like to assume it's because I wasn't righteous of heart in the beginning of my life. I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, I stole when I was a kid, but I haven't done that in years. And I'm trying to make up for it. But after years of fighting in his name, nothing's happened. Nothing's changed. It only changed whenever I met his platinum warrior. The one that's in the party.
Let's check the pensive. Let's check the mirror. And he takes the book. And you have consciousness outside, kind of like a blind sense. Like you can see. And he leads and he goes in the far back of this library. And there's a draped, almost like a cabinet or like a cabinet. And he pulls it down. He pulls that, and dust flies everywhere. And then he opens like the roll disc on top of it. And it's just a basin. So shiny. Well, it looks shiny. It looks mirrored like. Let's see what will happen if I take Bahamut and I take his place. And he takes his fingernail and he cuts enough to drip into it, and you see it fills that one little drop of red, bellows out into the whole basin, and then straight like a mirror. With that question alone, you see the images. You see him taking power. You see that there's a ritual over the Calamity Scar, where the gods decided then to put themselves behind the Divine Gate and to not interfere or step down in the mortal realm ever again. There are 12, looks like statues, but you can't make out who they are. One you can. One is a dragonborn. And as you go down and as it zooms in, as it were, you see that statue break, shatter. And it shows your brother. And then it shows him and Grievous in an embrace. And you can see that blue essence and that embrace fade into Grievous, and you can see his Grievous gains that bluish scales on his arms. And you see you turn back and look, and you can feel your brother alive in him as he looks up at the Divine Gate. And you can feel the ascension starting to form. And he looks back and he looks at that gate as he is ascending further or closer to it. He puts his hand on the gate, and it becomes ethereal, like he can go through it. And you can just feel that presence. You can hear your brother. We're going to the realm of gods? Is this truly the place? I don't know. What are we gonna do? What's? Oh my! We're gonna meet them. Like what? Like we're a brother now. You could feel that other. You could feel that divine spark within you. And he's like, no. And he walks back out the gate, and the gate goes solid. We're not gonna hide behind the gate. We're going to interfere and walk with the mortals and give them new hope. A new rendition. And you can see that as it blips a little forward in time. And it shows different places to where conflict was about to begin. The fall from the skies, hearing a dragon's roar come down and land in the midst of a battle starting to form, starting to go. And this entity with the three swords holds out his hands, enough, and an ice wall on both sides form. Enough to where you can see over it. It's like chest high, but to stop them completely. And you hear the commanding presence and voice of Grievous. No more today. By law and by ruling of both of your lands and kingdoms, you are allies. Bickering over this, you should be married into. Why start a war? Because one is getting more than the other. That is greed. Stop it. If you wish a peaceful thing for no bloodshed will come, then we do the law. And how both of your things, both of your kingdoms are, you share the same laws. For the most part. So why not join in marriage as a broker of peace to do this and become a better kingdom, a bigger kingdom together and merge to one. One of the soldiers on the opposite on one side. Man, I want to fight. I want blood. I want to kill something. You can see that ice wall part for that one soldier to enter. You want to fight something. You want to kill something. I'm right here. The guys have no idea. It's just a warrior just fell from the sky. They've seen ASMRs before and tieflings that had wings. What's this elf gonna do? Yeah, he has some type of draconic power, but we've seen draconic sorcerers before. Or dragonborns, it's fine. He's just a guy, and he's just another knight. He has no shield. He has a big sword, but those are heavy to swing. I can take him on. Prove it. Fight me. And we shall see. And it's kind of like that one thing to where, you know, he's just sitting there, or he's just standing, sword out, laying on the ground, kind of like, blade pointed to the ground. Other guys, you know, getting his shield, getting whatever he needs ready. You see him drink a potion. He grows a little bit in size as a potion of giant strength. And you can see that blood start, or his eyes start to go that red as that rage starts to sit in. And it's kind of like that moment in the old Mortal Kombat scene where the guy's like really starting to do like his he's getting his workout in. He's swinging his sword. He's ready to come, and you just see that, Sub-Zero in the first movie just doing this, and then he just starts raging forward and lunging at him, with an axe and shield and ready to come at him. He's just like, no, and he's frozen right then and there. No. See, you were too busy worrying about that, and I was preparing. You're trying to put on a show to make you think that you're this top dog, that you're the apex in this. No, you are not. And as a token for this, you just see that great sword, and it just smacks him and cleaves him, shatters the ice. And then you see the spirit of that night. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I wanted to prove my worth. That I was this. That didn't come from, a commoner base. That I rose through these ranks because I had the strength. I wanted to get better at this. I wanted to show glory in being this way. I can fix you. I can make you better. If that is truly what you want, then set aside your rage and walk in balance and walk within the law and order and justice that you should be. If it keeps me from dying, yeah, sure, absolutely. And you see him throw the other two out. And in triangular formation, they're around him. And they glow in a light. As a resurrection spell within the three swords was already set in place for anything that were to happen to him. The Grievous sacrificed his ace that Rue put on as a death ward and used it as a resurrection. So you see that Grievous sacrificed his own power, his own safeguards, for a stranger he didn't even know. And he rose back up. And then it goes back. Battles receded, everybody goes away. You can see a massive hall. Both kings were there reveling, being nice, being merry, and singing songs and praises, and the doors open and Grievous walks in. And he comes right out. And that knight that he helped, that he brought back, that he showed mercy to, comes up. My lord, you have shown a kindness, and I want you to meet him. And he's like, sure. And he brings his family, his little boy, his little daughter, his wife. I got to have this family because of you. And I know what mercy is. I know what truth is. I know what law is. And justice. And you took the bad malice within me, that rage, and gave it new purpose. And that's a debt I can never repay to you. But I promise I will do whatever it takes to make sure what you did for us today in this kingdom goes on in a lifetime, goes on for generations. I will be your law bringer. And then it backs out, away from the pensive. And your spirit and Grievous is right there. Turns and sees. Can Bahamut do that?
As far as I've seen, no, he can't. Or at least he chooses not to.
Well, that is the future I can do.
Which is more justice than to God itself.
share their fate. I share their mercy. I am with them. I'm not behind no gate. They pray to me, I might give them power. No, I'm in the mix with them.
You're sharing their fight.
Yeah. Their fight is my burden. Because I walked where he's walked. I came from nothing. And become a paragon. He came from nothing and wanted to prove his worth. Now he is. Now he is a zealot.
Now he has a family.
And that's what can happen with the 12 that I collect.
My party tells me you're this evil being of no remorse and hate, but from what I've seen in the book and what I continue to learn, you were just broken. You weren't together.
Yeah. I was. Not no more. And you can see, you hear it first. You hear a portal forming. And you turn and look, and there is this tiefling woman. Greet us. Enough. No longer. You're here for this ritual. I found out through it. Because I wanted to be like her. And I will be damned if you take my daughter with you. And he steps back into a stance, and he just looks at you. This is the path I will show you. This is the path of law. And no matter what, this is the justice I'm aiming for, and I will be damned if anything gets in my way. Before you know it, bam, gets hit with a spell. He just turns and looks. You do not want to play this game at all, Tristana. Never. And a fight breaks out, literally. As sword swinging spells flinging. The end. An image pops in Grievous' mind of how he died. And he exacts the exact same thing on her. He takes the spell as he leaps forward, gets hit by the brunt of it, but shows no flinching, and goes for the full strike and cuts off her head. And he picks her up. He looks at her in the eyes as the light in her starts to fade and her body drops to the floor. Let your daughter bring you back, and then you will know exactly how I was brought back. And know that my way to find this truth and this justice, I am not going to let it faulty by people like you who try to stop it. And he walks out of the room. Out of the library, down the hall. Open the door to where the party is. Talking to the Raven Queen. And he has the scroll. I came to use this, my queen, so I can ascend into you. How'd you find out about this? In his head, she whispers. Because I struck this from existence. You should not know about this. The person who originally got this formula off of, I found it in the text. You missed one. So I know it exists, and I came here. Because you were the only one who was the next to do so. So I'm asking again to do so. Please. I'm here to overthrow the Dragon King and be a better Lord of Mercy and Law than he will ever be. For I will not hide behind the gate like you guys. just had this vision. You can see it. And she's manipulating her hands and movements like plucking a harp or strings. And you can see she stops and cracks her porcelain mask covers her face, but you hear the and then she waves her hands in another motion, and you see that scroll, the magic inside of it, the lock on it breaks. It's yours. From what I've seen, you will be better than he will ever be. My brother, the Platinum, you will do more and in better and in more greatness than a dragon's heart will ever beat. So yes. And at that same time you see Lucy pop up and take that luck blade or that one wish she has left on it. And wish that he could never read it. And as that wish takes over, and he has that scroll in his hand. Well, if I can figure out how to do this, I'll do it. But I'll just keep it on me until I find a way to get rid of this. As he communes to her in her head, and then he reaches in from behind him and that unclip, and you can see it because you're looking from that doorway out. And out of his cloak, he pulls that head. You know, I don't know why, but I know you are going to do something like this, Lucy. So as a token, to never cross me again like this. For this is the path I walk. And this is the penance and punishment I give. And he throws her head at her feet. And he walks back into the room. And the doors close and it's just you and him. And you can right at that moment, he drops to his knees and begins to cry. I was so close. Now I can't read it. Now I can't do this ritual. Now the vision we saw is, why do people hate me? Why? What do I do wrong so bad? They crossed me. She just crossed me.
I don't understand why people hate you, but I can see why you have the actions you do.
And he pulls back behind his cloak, and there's that broken hilt of a sword. And this was my dad's in here. I can hear him. He can give me guidance sometimes when he has the strength, but he is dying. The sword's broken. Thinking if I can become here, I can save him. And I was just thwarted with this whole thing. Now I can't. All that work for nothing.
I know you haven't known me long, but I do have a proposition.
What can you propose and give me? Can you give me back the memory to read this spell?
I can't, but there may be a way I can help with it.
Also, as he's like trying to wipe tears out of his eyes, and you can hear that.
Now, if this is too much to ask, just let me know. But I can wish for that spell to be unwished, for they don't know my intentions with you. They barely know I know you. I wish to reverse that spell to where you can read that
How can you do that?
I'm not sure. I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck in this book. But if I get out, I'll give you my word that I can wish for that. If I'm given
And what do
one
you want
wish
to?
in lifetime.
What do you want in return?
When I was in your body, in your mind, I saw you wielding two great swords with one hand.
Okay.
Great sword in each.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn some of the skills you have that I don't. Because you killed a pit feat by yourself.
Yes.
What more greater feat does a warrior have of that? I may not be in Bahamut's following anymore, because I'm losing my faith the more I learn about him. But I'd like to follow you for a bit, if you wouldn't mind, and I can give you my word. I will wish to reverse that spell. If I'm ever free from this book.
Okay. I'm gonna have a way. And he takes that quill and writes a moment when the owl finds that he is no longer, when he realizes he is not a warrior, a researcher, is when she will come to take him away. And at that point in time, the Owlin will request for another warrior to take his place, one that knows and knows my battles, will be my voice of reason. And at that point, the spell that holds his essence in the draconic arm will break, and he will release and become whole. And as he takes his first breath, he will know the skills I have used to become what I am. He puts the period down. He shuts the book and puts it back on the shelf. Puts the quill back. And as your essence is still out, incorporeal, when that book is shut and put back on the shelf, when that point is come, that spell will release, and Quill's mind will be a little taken over with that exact wording.
Who's Quill?
The Owlin that's there. It's in the party. Or that will join the party. For it has been foreseen.
So they replace me.
The Owlin will know his worth and know that he is outmatched for this type of talk with my future siblings. You will know that he is out of his league and will request or feel pain and sorrow. When I mean she will come, I mean the Lady of Pain and Sorrow. Will offer him a deal with what I wrote, and he will accept it. And the mighty warrior will be released. The closest one, as he will state, is the power in that one's arm, in the dragon's arm, will be released, and you will come out right at that point with the gods. That way you can defend if they wish not to bring me in to talk. You will be my defender. For you have seen and walked my path, or have the knowledge of it. And in turn, when you take your first breath as stated, you have known the knowledge being a master of knowledge and research, you will already have that training as you take your breath and exhale. Be like me and wield great swords with one hand. And if you prove your worth, you can learn more. First step. Is that good justice for you?
Yes.
Let it
My
be.
eyes, yes. I'd like to say that moment is when his scales fade from that bright platinum to that dull platinum.
Okay. Will do wonders. Defend me. Or try to. At least, do your best. We'll see what comes. Until that point in time happens.
For who knows how long that will be.
That is true. But we'll see what happens. Alright, and as that goes in and he walks and you see a portal opens and Grievous walks in, he turns back and looks and gives a nod in your direction. Your spirit's still out there with the book. And you see that marking change. That doesn't show Bahamut's symbol, but it shows the dragon symbol, but it shows the great sword's end. Do you reach for the book?
Yes.
You pull it. The title that says Bahamut's Tenets, Laws, and Stories fades away. And it shows a new title. Zarkon the Mighty, the Platinum Knight of the New God. These are his stories and his legend. That is what it reads. What do you do then?
What was that?
What do you do then?
I guess I study until I'm freed.
Okay. And as you read and study books, you're just there and there, learning tricks, learning trades, reading the books. What is there anything in particular you're trying to you want to research or?
I'd say this is where I change my point from I'm learning how to lose my Eldritch path to become a champion.
Okay. So you're looking at other books that have other champions of their nature and stuff like that, and you read throughout all walks of life. You know, the champion that did the 12 labors, you know, reference to a Hercules of another pantheon of gods. And you see the fall of champions too. You know, you read about another realm of a guy called Alexander the Great and his rise and fall and what he has done and shaped the world. And you contemplate on yourself, this can happen to me, both good and bad. But at least you know there's a book written already about you. That you, when you read it, it is still forming. It is still writing words. You can't read the whole book. But you know. And you read in other books that other people are learning your book. That is reading that knows your stories and is telling them. This book is like a bard of tales, and a bard is telling of your tales of a dragon god and his champion walking the earth like the true God should. But he is merciful. He brings the law and truth into light, and his platinum should never diminish. Just praises and songs of thank you, of a god walking with his champion, his blade. In the moment you're done you hear that echoing again. And you hear I ask that you take me, for my pack is filled. You take me and my brother away, and you bring the soul of a warrior through, the one in his dragon arm. And you recall that moment that he wrote that in that book, and it's happening. And now you are in existence. The power draining from Ryu's arm as it's forming to you. And you go. And as you open your eyes, you feel your hands have strength in them. You have the mastery of wielding these two massive swords. Fluid, with grace that he's shown you. He's given his own skill for you. You can feel that in your mind that you can do that. You take that breath and you're here with the party. And you have the talks of hearing the Raven Queen talk to the party about everything that's happening, about should you be the pen. You hear the testimony of Belverix and Amari. All that. But yet, they have asked questions about you and they have talked to you. But you haven't really spoke a lot, or they haven't. They're doing the same thing that Tyr's seeing, and as Tyr lashes out on them. Testimonies are good, but as your personal, you have not answered her full question other than this Kenku here who's talked about it, who said that we should not hold the pen. And now the story continues. What will the legends say that Zarkon said in this moment, talking to gods, defending, being a champion of the three wings? Now let's go forward in time to where we're at. Hey y'all, you want to come back?
I know it's been like 2 hours, but like...
It's only been like an hour.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to come back to... And we're almost at the D20 Misfits. Good night.
No.
Because it's like...
I know. Come on back.
Are we on break or
No,
no? Where's my water
we're jumping.
bottle?
I don't know. We're jumping right into this, bro.
I had a water bottle. Where did I put it?
I thought you had it upstairs.
No, I didn't.
Are we still rolling right now?
We haven't stopped.
Just asking, man.
I mean, do we need a minute to set up? I'll put it on break.
Liz is.
We're going on break. I was going to do like a, we have like a half hour, 45 minutes, and then I'll go.
Liz is needed some assistance getting up. It's okay.
Is that at least paused?
No,
No.
Oh.
No,
we're still rolling, y'all.
already asked that.
We're still rolling.
Camera's still live. Come on, grab your seats. And let's jump in.
We'll do it live.
Sit around the campfire, as it were. We'll just bring this back into motion.
We're not singing that SONG song.
Yes.
No.
As I reconfigured.
Firmly grasp it.
And now everybody's here.
Think of yourself.
So.
I learned.
There we go.
Here's the part where we all die.
And we're back. You're all dead.
Yep, no.
Your life was just a fever dream. You are a fever dream.
So as you guys are here, testimonies given, feeling that power, conversed with the Raven Queen, saying that. God still haven't changed their ways. So what? I open the floor to you, players.
We just got done talking to the Raven Queen, and Tyr had
Not yet.
Forget I said it.
Rewind.
Foreshadowing.
You can.
Well,
If
now
you
we
want.
gotta change it.
You don't want to. You don't have to.
We'll see. So, Tears reading the book.
The E. Crunchies.
Because of what I said.
The what?
No, the truth. Yes.
Yeah.
If you wanted the truth, it's in the other books too. Is as he claimed, of, the goodness within. All the proof within the tiefling and stuff like that. And Lucy, you do know that Lucy gave Tyr the book and haphazardly kind of threw it at him. And he gave that testimony of Sarah and the tiefling, of that devout following. And that does strike a chord with you.
Got turned off.
Do I need to go back over the thing with her?
With the Ravenqueen?
With Sarah.
I mean, they don't really know anything about Sarah other than who she was.
I just need
Unless it's been mentioned.
a recap of what you said to Tyr.
Because that's kind of what triggered you coming back. Is because of what I said and what is. As we went into this fight, I didn't see a pit fiend fighting. I saw all Grievous.
He's like, that bullshit.
Oh, and then I rebutted to you, right?
That's when my arm started glowing. You.
Okay, so yeah, I'm already here.
Yeah.
You pretty much want an objection.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
What I was hinting at.
You pulled a chicken wrong. So I'm not gonna get the actual thing, so yeah, other bird in a different direction.
So,
Feels great to be out of that arm.
I didn't know you were there.
No one did. No one remembered.
Some of us did. But there was nothing we could do about it.
You replaced me so easily.
You said you were replaced.
The bird.
Which bird? Because it wasn't me. I'm like, excuse
Oh,
you?
Maybe
Which
I'll go
bird?
back in the arm.
You're assuming that because we had someone follow us and decide to help us that you were replaced instead of someone genuinely just wanting to help us. You feel that they said, I'm going to replace you for this guy named Zarkon who I have no clue who
Okay,
he is.
replace is a harsh word. Forgotten is what I should say, because not once while I was trapped within that armor book did I hear you, or you. Well, you actually, last time I saw you once. It was some random elf ranger guy, as I remember. But obviously he's not here. But not once did anyone ask, where's Zarkon?
I did. I got
What
told
would
you were on a
Zarkon
mission.
do?
Yeah, that's what we were all
What
informed
would
of.
Stillbone do? Hold on. Stillbone.
Okay.
We were
R.I.P.
all told.
Quick, nitty gritty, because we do have this going on, and we can talk more about this after. This is a very pressing issue, and I do apologize. You feel like you were forgotten. I can't speak for them. I can only speak for myself. I have just slightly come into the whole magic finger twinkly bullshit. I have no idea what spells are really like. I have no idea how the gods truly work. I have not forgotten you. However, there was a lot of bullshit that we were going through that I didn't have time to just sit down, drink a cup of tea, and say, I wonder how Zarkon is doing out loud. Doesn't mean it wasn't here.
So how does
Yes.
magic have to do anything with me being sealed within a book?
You were. Did you just look at a book and it just so happens that books just eat people?
No, that's magic.
That's magic.
Well,
I don't understand that.
Alright.
So if you need to understand that, I again can't speak for
I'm an
them.
Eldritch Knight. I
some
was.
books eat people.
Did you not try
But to
using
those
the
who
helm?
may not understand magic, I can't comprehend that I myself.
forgot
So
what
I
the
don't
effects
know how that was to be fixed and
You're
rectified.
exempt.
That was a time and place while we're running and trying to figure the next day out and the next second out, being sucked into one door, next catastrophe, where we couldn't just sit around a bonfire and say, I wonder about Zarkon, how can we fix
You're
this right
exempt.
now?
I get it.
We
I
were
So
exempt
I
you from the
apologize that you feel like you were forgotten. We can sit and discuss this after, but right now I think the more pressing issue is how we're going to stop the next cataclysm from happening. And then we can talk about who actually forgot you and why, and perhaps how this could have been rectified without you being why you were a book to begin with. I myself would like to know why the heck you were stuck in a book and then in an arm.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I would like to know. As I turn up and look at Bahamut.
Just randomly do that, man.
Just you got chuckle.
Okay.
And Tyr walks and hands you the book.
Above table, real quick. I thought for sure we were told specifically that you were on some kind of mission.
The closest one to see
I
it.
wasn't here.
Okay.
I was working up in Uppbeats.
Yes, I get that.
But his
Okay,
memory
so-
was taken, so he doesn't even know.
Yes.
You don't
Okay.
know that he didn't know.
My memory just likes to fly away. Real quick, Frank, above table. What
Easy.
exactly did you say happened to Zarkon? Because from what I remember
into a
happening
book.
is,
He went into a book of Bahamut, is all you know.
yes.
We were told
Well, we were
that
told he
he
was-
was in a book of Bahamut, and then I don't know how you got put in his arm though.
Is when
I have
I
no
picked up the
idea.
book
Oh yeah, you grabbed the book and it was like, whee!
Yeah.
and I got zapped.
And then I thought with your zappingness, you
I
were
got
told he was on some kind of mission.
That was when we met the Raven Queen.
But it
because
wasn't
I got-
declared what mission. If he was told on a mission, it is all assumed. You're like, oh, he's on a mission for somebody, but it was just assumed he's on a mission. So it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was, I grabbed the
All
book.
assumptions.
You can address that if you wish.
Okay.
But Tyr does hand you the book.
Thank you.
I know what happened. And I see the truth that he has. And I will share with you the same thing. It says when she was a child, her world ended. Whether it was a raid or some monstrous incursion. I don't remember. I'm skimming through. She was the last one left in the wreckage. She remembers the smell of smoke and the weight of despair. Until he, Grievous, showed up. He didn't just save her. He cut through the darkness like a living omen of justice. He was a half-elf paladin then, powerful and resolute. Instead of dropping her off at an orphanage, he took her with him. She grew up in the margins of his campfires, sharpening her first dagger while he polished his plate armor. She watched him bleed for others. Watch him hold his oaths when the world tried to break them. And then she came to a similar conclusion. Grievous is the only thing in this world worth worshipping. She spent 20 years learning and everything else. She learned tactics from his maps, discipline from his meditations, and combat from the way he moved. But where he felt the call of a paladin's code, she felt the zealot's fire. She realized she could never be the good knight he was. She was too angry, too protective, and too hungry for the power to ensure he will never suffer the way her family had. Or the way he suffered through his family. She will never despair that. Roll me a perception.
Nat 20. Would you like to do?
Are you fucking serious?
Yes. Second one of the night.
What?
That time talking
We weren't here.
that we had, you swore you saw a little two-foot girl standing right by him. No bigger than up to his hip. You saw she was peeking out from behind the cloak.
From behind you.
From behind Grievous'
Oh,
cloak.
okay.
When you guys were, when you were seeing that vision, you swear you saw that.
Strange.
So we have a bell. Gotcha.
Above table.
Hmm.
Am I full form Zarkon, or am I still... Okay, so the thing with Quill already happened. Alright, so Quill gone, his brother sent back.
Yeah. Same time.
That's where we are. Okay.
Yeah.
That first breath. That realization of everything coming in, and the room falls silent. Other than the book that Tyr just handed back, and his talk of, that little tiefling girl and how she grew up and what she is. So, I think a change of music is required. I want the one I had before. Where's the one I had before? Where's the one I had before that was fucking amazing?
You talking
Your
about the church
voice,
music?
all I can hear is bleh, bleh, bleh.
There it is. There we
So after that, I know you asked a question and he answered the book. Are you pressing that further, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure, because I know you said that, and then he was talking about the book stuff. So before anything, I just looked like
So,
see what you were doing.
if you'll answer the bomb, why was I sealed in that book with your face on it? Why'd you seal just me away? Because the last time I went to a book, we all went in, and we all relived the past of Grievous and his party with that pit fiend. So, I assumed that if I got zapped to another one, I'd see them again. And
You
we'd be in a
relived
different
the
scenario.
moments of Grievous.
Did they not tell you?
Yeah,
They
it was a
were the
little
party.
fucked up.
We did.
Yeah.
I saw through Grievous's
I don't
eyes.
recall that.
When
You
weren't with
You
us,
weren't with us.
That's what I
we
just told him.
went through
It was-
essentially his first journal, the book, well, his life.
My question is, how much more are you guys hiding from me?
You never asked. We were,
We wouldn't know.
as I've mentioned with him, it was a of the time kind of matter. It wasn't, hey, by the way, welcome back, Barbarics. By the way, here's everything you missed. It was time, place. This is what's going on. We didn't have a proper time to sit down and discuss everything that's happened. There's
I
been
wasn't
so much.
asking for a full, detailed explanation of every little thing. I mean, a recap, a summary, anything would have been fine. The more I know, the more I can understand what is going on.
I don't even understand half of what is going on half the time. I didn't even think I'd be going into a book. That's the first time I've ever been sucked into a book.
Yeah, that was weird.
And going through doors that take me to other places and then back into a tower.
That was also fucking weird.
First time for that too. But
It's
again,
just
Fair.
a different way to cross multiple realms.
But to be
we've
fair,
never done that.
we wouldn't have gone in there had it not been for the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
So in the scenario, some of the gods may be at fault.
Because it was either we did it or we died anyway.
So
Yeah. There was no ultimatum.
It was a lose-lose.
One choice.
That was a human.
It was a lose-lose situation regardless for us.
we witnessed.
You're like,
Again.
ugh, skin.
We kind of don't have a long time to talk about that, and I promise you, just as I told Zarkon, we can talk after we do whatever's here if we have time, and I hope we do. But there's also bigger and badder things happening outside of here, as long as Apocalypse doesn't happen further than what's already happening. to give you a very small rundown, we entered the past of Grievous when he was with his party, and the Balrog. You probably have heard of that fight, being that, from what if I've heard correctly, you were originally of knowledge of Grievous in his earlier.
Who was a prisoner of his for 27 years.
Grievous beat this guy.
If I remember correctly, you have an attachment to him before that. So if you have any knowledge of his prior life, or if he's talked to you about that, that is what we experienced with his first party when he was in the light side.
What would that be? A history check?
Okay,
Frank?
so now I see why you like
To recall?
Mm-hmm.
the shit out
I mean,
of
that'd
the
be
first
not a
one.
history, it'd be straight up intelligence.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Use your brain.
Do you need some assistance, Viking?
No. A 7.
You know nothing.
You cannot recall.
Silver
And I
bars.
got the Dane Bramage.
He said so.
My brain redirected that for you in the correct way. I was like, wait a minute, what?
A 7.
We will talk about it.
God touched my head.
That's
a-
a personal problem.
That's a bad good sentence in the context.
Which one? I'm kidding. It didn't happen.
It was probably the Raven Queen.
Oh,
That was
Scales of fate.
So let me get this straight.
Anyway,
Your memory was wiped of me whenever I went into your.
yep.
Alright. You're saying you didn't have time.
you were
That's
always.
understandable. I don't need the whole lecture again. I understand it.
He's like, you don't have
You
to yell at
simply
me.
weren't here.
Oh, I above table something else. You just shit happened.
And Sat was not around for any of that.
Who
No,
said?
I was looking for her brother.
You forget the only person he remembers is Cologne.
I forgot.
I like him, actually. Yeah.
What happened to Cologne?
Do you want the truth?
Is he dead? Just give it to me
Yes.
straight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Grievous decapitated him.
Okay.
Bahamut,
In the shower.
would you enlighten us possibly as to why Zarkon was put in a book that may have had your insignia on it?
Yes, please enlighten me.
Excuse me.
Because I didn't trust him.
What do you mean? You didn't trust him? He was a follower of yours, wasn't he?
You started-
Yes. He just turned to me, and it was odd. Because it has happened before. And I'm not doing it again. Let alone a third time.
Because you can't answer your prayers?
Because you're a red dragonborn.
Oh, why?
You serve
It's
my
chromatic
sister.
descent.
It's where you come from. You're Tiamat's chosen.
Then how comes you're okay with my brother? My blue counterpart. I know red's her main color, but blue's still part of it. How comes he was worthy in your eyes?
Because he gave up everything. Even his life. For me. You I don't trust.
Whoa, wait.
Because you have a fire. Like all red dragons do. Of tyranny, power, and not giving a damn. You do what you want.
Yet you bless me with your breath weapon as well.
Well, I thought I could trust you and I gave a leap.
That
I
doesn't
don't
seem
know.
very judging in.
I don't know
losing
where I
faith within
stand
me.
with you.
Losing faith within me doesn't seem so.
And now I
right?
know whose book you've been in.
Wait,
Now I
wait.
can't trust you.
What do you mean?
Oh, back
I
up.
thought it was your book.
No.
So,
Then whose book was it?
Elaborate.
His.
Who's he?
My
I could have swore when I picked up the book that it was yours. This makes no sense.
It was. It has changed. You were in her library, weren't you?
Yes.
It's a library of fate. Fate changes, so does destiny. And it changed. He was no longer a blade of Bahamut. He was a blade of his own.
So, you sealed away someone that followed you.
He just started following me. He didn't follow me.
You,
He didn't give his life like Grievous did.
so he needs to
I'm
die.
not giving my life to
He
him
needs
now.
to kill himself or lay his life on the line to be worthy, or it's better to seal him in a book and be forgotten about, and then end up in an arm because his color is that of Tiamat, but
I started following within his faith when I was 15 years old when my brother died because of an accident I caused. I'm in my 40s now.
no,
Why did it take you 40 years to realize that?
no, my thing is, if you,
Whatever. I can't math. My intelligence is like 8.
Oh.
all I have ever been told
Okay.
is you shouldn't judge someone just because of their forefathers or their fathers or whatever, however that saying goes. You shouldn't judge them for who their parents were or who their family. If someone is trying to do things right, you judged him because Tiamat, but he wasn't following Tiamat and he isn't for Tiamat. He was trying to be for you, but because someone made a mistake and he has the colors of Tiamat and his Dragonborn of that color, so seal him in a book, even though he wants to follow you because now you can't trust him because someone else fucked up. So now he has to be permanently sealed in the book, and then
Well, not
someone
permanent.
got put into an arm, and then he's to be forgotten about because you don't like his scale color and you didn't trust someone before him because they did something. So now anyone that might slightly be like that person is to never be trusted because that one person screwed the pooch. And now anyone else that wants to do such thing and you don't trust them fully, fuck them.
Well, he doesn't trust most of his followers. He barely answers their prayers anyways.
I just... I don't understand. That makes no sense.
It doesn't. Why would it? He's a god. He doesn't have to make it make sense.
Like, that's a little cold, so I'm actually shaking, but I'm going with it because she's just like...
Me too. That's why I
Then why didn't I get sealed into the book too? Because I grabbed the same one.
Are you a Dragonborn, follower of born of Tiamat? Do you follow the quick and narrow, but possibly of someone else?
Because I was starting to follow Bahamut at the same time that he was.
So I started following.
of somebody else.
He was following him
Are
years
you
ago.
born of dragon descent, color of Tiamat? If you answered no to any of those, you too might not be compensated. Sorry, you too might not be sucked into a book.
Oh, you missed a lot.
That's fine.
So I'm pretty sure you asking that is, I might as well throw a book at you and see if it eats you too.
Depends on how this goes. Will.
It's a mimic.
I mean, I'll find a mimic so it does try to eat him.
I
Did
got
the sa-
teeth.
Well, Varys, how did you feel?
But at the same time, then why did it zap me?
Because you touched it. That's what was said before, dummy. That's her actually saying
You
it.
don't
Like,
have
there's a difference.
scales like him and I do.
No, but they do.
Are you a
go.
dragonborn switched at birth from a hag and turned into a
I'm
human?
about to zap him.
Oh, mine come back and forth.
Are you a dragonborn?
No!
Were you born of Tiamat's colors? Did you then try to follow Bahamut?
What color are you?
Or are you
Easy
secretly
question.
a dragonborn?
Are you secretly following Tiamat?
Do you follow the words coming out of my mouth, human?
Oh, we don't need to be throwing out species now.
He's not understanding my words, so I have to make him come
Do you understand the words that
comprehend
are coming
because
out
I'm
of my
trying to just say We will talk about this later so you can understand.
It's same but different. Okay, you're not a literal dragon.
If you don't understand, we'll have the talk
have the
when we go back to camp. If there is a camp after this.
Because of your bond with a dragon, you do not have true scales. So I suggest you keep your mouth shut and not speak of which you do not know about.
Oh, that was excellent. See? This is what a cage looks like, little wolf.
Well, if you want to start talking, and how about unanswered prayers? Go look in the mirror, my friend. Because when I asked for yours, where were you? Good answer, because you didn't.
I was enjoying a hunt.
And I was on hunts as well. Oh,
For what? What did I fail at? Enlighten me.
where were you at when I was in Barovia?
I couldn't touch it. It's a pocket dimension. No god can come in there besides the gods that were already there, imprisoned in Ember. You know this. You were at the temple, do you not?
I can't answer that. I'm not very so.
It seems that the arrow fired is not as straight as you thought.
Learn from yours. I learned to shoot from you, so that explains a
I
lot.
shoot straight and true. Apparently you missed the target.
The way
Can I roll an insight on that, Frank?
You go right ahead.
Nope.
Good job. Good job. Oh, tiny room.
22, Frank.
He does not. He's even shaken by that he couldn't interfere because that dimension was cut off from everything. It was a domain of dread. Even though it was in the Shadowfell, he couldn't go into it.
Like, what Ryan was trying to figure out, if we were going from there to other dimensions, why didn't
Didn't you switch after Barovia? But you were also told Barovia, if you remember, this is above table, because again, I was Nevera. You were also told when trying to reach other gods, it was kind of like playing with dial-up. It didn't kind of work. You might have been lucky to feel a breeze and not hear them. You were told that multiple times throughout Barovia. She was able to kind of reach out because the Dawnfather was kind of there. He had a kind of connection there.
Right.
But on that, no one else could really reach out. The Raven Queen was like luck at times, even for Nevera. On that, no one else could reach in there. No one. No god.
I was also kind of a interdimensional mediary, as that might have been the original realm that she came from, but she'd been living in the Radiant Citadel for most of her life, and she'd just gotten thrown back to Barovia. So she might have been a little bit more receptive to otherworldly voices.
It's okay, we'll find your doctor.
To answer your question on what I think. Sorry. Is that there is twofold here. One, the gods may just not care to answer at all. The other side of that is maybe their silence is their steady hand, which gives us the ability to steady ours in return.
That's a fair argument. Not even an argument. That's a fair point.
Learning how to become better ourselves. If we relied on the gods for everything, every little thing, to wake up in the morning, where would we be as a society? Where would we be as individual races?
Where's society going to be in hours if we don't get this arrangement settled?
Still exists.
Potentially.
Hopefully.
But I do believe you are correct on that. We have... I believe the Raven Queen isn't the only one that has questions for us.
What was your question, Raven Queen? I wasn't here for that.
It was towards the party. Why do they think they should be the one to hold the pen?
The pen of who?
To change his fate?
Is as in Grievous.
Yes.
was your guys' decision?
There hasn't been one.
She
So-
made a decision.
I made a decision.
She
She
sided
said
with
that, you know,
An
she's not
individual decision, not a unanimous.
And as you guys are like talking,
Wasn't I like this
as you
one?
guys are talking amongst yourselves, to continue your bouts with Aaron, as he breaks and takes a deep breath, you can see he's a little nervous to speak. You were jumping realms, and it was hard to pinpoint where you were. And right when I was about to find you within my brother's temple, you left my trail to follow that dragon. You traded the freedom of the hunt for the safety of a horde. Now your new master is accused of being weak, and your old friend smells of the enemy. You are a hound that has lost the scent. If you want my favor, prove you are still a hunter, not just a dog waiting to be waiting for a command that will never come. Because if he's taken, and a new one is, you serve a new master. Dog. But you were quick to give in to a horde. And I can see why. You were littered with it. Just look at you. The bag that you stash, the weapons you carry, all the stuff that is in your possession. It's just a horde! I don't see you use it. I've seen you use the bow, your crossbow, and your drake. I haven't seen you use all the stuff that you have gathered. You are collecting a horde, just like a dragon. That is what I saw in you, and that is why I said, to hell with it.
How much you got?
Above table, and this is gonna sound real bad.
He's a walking
You need,
armory.
you need to
He's a
add a
walking
hard D
sword.
there because
Not as
You
bad
don't
as
always
not
pick
as
it
bad
up.
As a henchman
It's
was.
okay.
Still just as bad.
And your inventory's kind of lengthy.
How do you feel, Archon?
Dang!
What is your answer?
That he could smell the iron on you and the steel versus the freedom of the hunt and the freedom to move. Even though you're not like encumbered, he knows that like with all that stuff that you have in your gear within the bag of holdings you carry and stuff like that, you're just creating a horde. Because he's seen through with an arrow of truth and has watched you as it flew through crossed realms trying to locate you. Of all the stuff that you've collected, it has never been sold or repurposed. It just sits on you like a horde. That is the connection he is making to you. That is the insight of you with that role that you have. And that's why he said what he said. You pity the fallen. You claim we were silent in his time of need. We are the laws, Archon, not your nursemaids. The law does not bend because a mortal finds it heavy. If Grievous replaces him, he will find that justice is not a feeling, it is a weight. He will become the same silent stone he hates, or he will burn the world to ash, trying to be kind. By siding with him, you haven't found a better god. You just found a more emotional tyrant.
I didn't have to pray within you. I was confident with my strengths. After just what I've learned of being put away and studying from another, I've seen your faults. I've seen your flaws. You are an old god. No disrespect to you.
None taken.
I'm just disrespecting you.
No, you're not. There's the three up there are balance with each other. You were speaking truth. As Tyr has requested.
For a moment, I thought you were going to sock me in the face for saying that. Because,
Why would I
There's-
silence speech?
that's a fair point.
The Raven Queen, or the Wild Mother, gestures towards you, or looks towards you, but looks past you. You carry no holy symbol, yet you walk in my garden. You think you are a self-made master of lead and powder, but you are merely a seedling kept alive by a father's desperate prayer. I watch you because I was paid. On what?
The mic?
Yeah,
I don't see it.
you don't need to worry about that.
It's on.
It's on.
Okay,
Like I
because
said.
I remember it being on this side.
I'm sorry.
I got very concerned.
You watched. I watched you because I was paid in devotion by a better person than you. If I withdraw my hand, the storms will swallow your bullets. Tell me, girl, are you worth? What are you worth when the debt of your father is finally paid? Well, as this happens, you feel the restraint of these light green vines.
Oh, so it's almost like a binding.
It's in a binding, yes, and you are a little restrained by it. But as she speaks that, that's where those vines go and they start to diminish to where it gives you room to move. Actually, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh god. You know what, we're gonna try this new thing here.
Did you see my message?
No. Was I supposed to?
It was just a question.
My question is,
19.
why do you need to prove your worth
No.
to her?
Gotcha.
You said wisdom save?
Yes.
19 plus 6.
Dang.
As you do that, you keep the vines on you. They don't. You think of your father. Those vines grow and glow brighter and green. For that split moment, though, of those vines fading, your whole world is dark. Like tunnel vision starting to come in. You can feel the heavy wind starting to bellow around you.
Well, the last of her question was pretty much what will become of you once the storm swallows her whole.
Well, what is your worth when your father's debt is paid?
And make my own year.
But in that moment, when you
Oh,
focus
she's
in,
getting tunnel vision.
when you focus in on your father, you can recall back all those times that you have broken out of prisons, that all the beatings that were severe, that put you in that life and death brink. The next day you were fine, you were healed. All the times as you were running away, no storm that was chasing you ever caught you. The rainfall of a massive storm that anything has never hit you. No darkness around a campfire has swallowed you when the fire embers went out, that they stayed lit. As the fireflies took hold and gave that light.
Feels like a realization, pretty much.
Realization that everywhere you have gone, when you were by yourself or were you with V, running through, protecting yourself, every moment now that you're realizing when the camp would go colder, when you couldn't do it because you were hiding from people, that you were encased in vines and fireflies lit your nights so you wouldn't be in shadows.
She didn't just get lucky. She was being protected.
Now you're getting that realization that that is what it is. That she has been your guiding hand so far.
How?
Now what?
What debt?
Lucy, your father, Trent, knelt in the dirt and traded his heat for your survival. He has walked through the fire and led for over 20 years because of a mortal man signed a contract with the earth to keep you standing. Grievous now has taken that contract and turned it into a weapon. He is using your father's devotion to ensure no other father ever has to beg for their daughter's life again. And she raises her hands, and a flock and murder of crows and ravens encircle the party.
How's the river mixed in that part?
And as they swirl you and you hear the feathers and claws and talons brushing against you because of that amount of ravens, then it stops. And you see home for the first time. A couple miles out, Castle Volscaria stands in the mountain range. To the east, far off in the distance, the ivory tower stands. Towards the center, blackened earth, scarred from when the gods fell the world and started to seal themselves behind the divine gates. And before you, as it zooms in closer on that scar, Grievous walking, dragging a body behind him, throws it towards the center pillar, and starts to wrap chains around him. And you can see Satori chained, bound, very familiar.
Yeah.
And among them, equal distance around, are 11 what looks to be stone figures, but you can't make out what they are. Unless you would like to look.
I've seen this before.
You have. For those who want to look, you can roll a perception.
27.
Oh,
28.
Okay.
16.
What is it?
Knowing this, I don't want to look. I would rather roll a wisdom
What'd you
saving
get?
throw.
Is that 12?
Here, roll d4, guidance.
still trying.
Place of my torture.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the place of my torture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll a wisdom saving throw.
Go ahead.
Guidance. I'll have having that cantrip.
Doesn't it end for her?
Yeah, but you already aimed it at her.
She already used it.
Yeah, but this is all
Exactly,
happening
for
simultaneously. You can't just go. Guidance.
Still got 2 more turns in guidance.
It's fine. I'm standing by him anyway.
Not true.
Oh, well, he don't need
Confirmed.
it. He got a nat 20.
27.
That's not including the plus, is it?
You resist.
Well, with the plus, yours is +5, so that'd be
You
32.
resist the back. You still get them though, but you keep still. Every time you look, you nudge that way, just the flashbacks of you being beaten within an inch of your life by his hands.
Daily.
Every time. Same thing. Why was it not enough? I am better. Never will anybody fall. Why? You will not leave me. Never. As that same thing. Over and over and over and over.
Is he?
He's not directing it to you.
No, I'm asking with this, knowing those memories. But is he doing the same thing to Satori in this very moment?
He does give him one gut punch. As Satori is resisting him. And he just slams him. Gives him that one good punch, and that's what sparks that memory of you. It was enough to steal it. And the chains start wrapping around him. The chains now, because you are resisting them, but now you feel their weight. You take 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
As you can see on you, kind of like the Christmas Carol,
Mm-hmm.
where Marley had all these chains on him.
Yeah.
That's what you see.
Okay.
Chains on you.
We're doing the 2024
Yes.
rule set. Okay. So -2. Gotcha. History repeats.
So for those, well, for Lucy and Ryan, because they scanned enough. For Ryan, as you look and scan that area, 2 jump out at you. One in tattered robes with a cane, and right him at his feet, laying dead, are 7 canaries. And then a tiefling girl.
Mm-mm.
Halfling. Sorry. Halfling girl.
Birdies.
Standing.
The birdies do.
You know them all too well. You see your father melt. Arms out as if he was praying at that moment. In that circle.
Do I see anybody else?
Besides that, and of a Leon.
No, that's a good
She's gonna. Because we're up close to these stone statues, correct? We're seeing what at least looks like where we're at.
This whole area is about, it's anywhere from 40 to 60 feet in diameter. So it's pretty big. But each statue is placed equal distance around. And the 12th is dead center.
She goes towards Satori first and looks up at him. And I'm guessing he doesn't even look at her because this isn't like I'm right actually there.
That would be the mind fuck, though.
He was just like
If he looks right at her.
I would go, shit, because then I'd have to go like. But no, she very shakingly looks up at him. We will.
No, he doesn't. I don't know how you look up. You're looking down on him because he is.
Is he chained
On the ground.
downward? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he was like more chained up, not like.
It's
down.
loose enough to where he can stand and sit, but or
So
at
he's
least
sitting
like
right now.
he's collapsed.
Okay.
He's got punched in the gut, and he.
Thank you for the recap.
More Lucian, not
My
Jesus.
knees are broken.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that, but I was like, no.
So again, then she kneels down to him, and we will come and find you.
As you say that, he brings his head up and you swear he can look. He sees you, and a single tear falls from him.
Can you hear me, Satori? And then she looks and clocks at her father. If I'm facing him, it would be more like 9, 10 o'clock. Then she goes over there to where he's kneeling. And again, doesn't think it'll work, but being in the moment, she, to what would seem like putting forehead to forehead, and that, you know, father-daughter affection that they used to do is just the forehead touch. Knowing she'll most likely probably go through this. And tries to like touch his face and forehead to forehead it.
You connect with skin. Still warm to the touch.
She kind of freezes and then just like clutches and starts to weep. Really shakenly weeping.
And you start to mutter something. In this trance, in this connection, you and your father's voice are the same. Saying the same words. Whispering. The hearth is cold. The wind has no teeth. The stone is silent. And the earth cannot breathe. We are the ash of a fire that refuses to die, living under the weight of a hardened sky. A small trail of vines and moss wrap around your hand. Little spark, it says. A name you haven't heard in a very long time.
That's her nickname.
Walking through gardens in the castle grounds before hell broke loose. And every time you were at those gardens during a downpour of rain never touched the garden when you walked. And as that moss recedes from your hand, in your palm lies that.
She just got a letter. She just got... Sorry.
Stop it!
Here comes a coffee.
Oh, I don't know.
No, she,
I know, listen.
no, if she kept going for another 30 seconds, then yeah, that would have been.
I don't even think that song was 30 seconds.
No, it's not. While she's doing that, at on the other side of the circle, old
Give me a few minutes.
Ryu walks at all you guys see he's slightly shaken, and as he looks up towards the halfling statue, but when he looks over at Fizbit, and you start to see the puzzle all starting to get put together. Or of now we see why he looks like he is the state that he is in. And back at the where everyone's meeting at, when he's draining it, he's put together. He's draining him on just everything. As he walks over to the other one, and I'm just faintly here. This isn't right. You were lost. How are you here? Like voice trembling and shaking into the flood of emotions, just kicking it in. Collapses down to one knee. He had put his face in his hands. As he reaches up to try to grab the one, when if you guys look for the first time, you've actually seen Riot who actually give not rage or scream. This is tears. This is the first time you've ever seen him cry.
In your head, from up on high, this is what happens when you go for horde and law and cage. People you know are caged with you. If you were free and lived in the wilds, this wouldn't have happened, and my protection still had hold.
You son of a bitch, you were supposed to watch her. I only followed you because of her.
And you strayed!
Because you didn't answer me. I brought some of the biggest prizes in for you.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, this is in my head. I went after some of the biggest prizes for you. I went after not just a vampire, the vampire. And look what me and my friends caught. Jumping world to world. I found bigger targets. Yeah, I may have a horde on me, but I have to restart the valley somehow. So call it what you want. It's not gonna be mine. And once I get that going again.
And as I stated, I couldn't find you. And when I did, you were kneeling and gaining his power. To the first god who answer you, you fall. You bend the knee. And that's familiar, isn't it? Your friends walk the same damn path.
You hear a slow rumble from Riot, who that almost sounds like a dragon's roar.
Oh, the pup finally found his bark and his fangs. Too bad it's too late. I would say at this moment, you feel, having that hatred, you lock in. Bones and Beauvert, same as well. And Lucy. Lock in at the exact same moment. And you can see the posture of the Raven Queen changes from stoic to, interesting.
Would I, being that I'm like most likely immersed in this,
Well, yeah, you probably will not. Then. But you clock Bones as well. Clocks that the Raven Queen changes her stance from that stoic, cold, calm, collected to an intriguing one. Almost like a revelation.
Ruh-roh.
Is it an insight?
Yes.
For all of us, or
I would say, though, for the people who are in it. People that I mentioned. So for Bones, Belvarix, and you, Ryan, you are laser focused.
dirty 20?
25. That's what the minus 2. It was a 27.
There you
Looking at what? This is,
Maybe it's an insight check.
what are you looking for? I would say.
I'm done.
What are each of you looking for?
Well, her mannerisms changed. So, has her eyes moved, shifted direction to someone or something? Or is it more of the 1,000-yard stare, body language, things like that? What?
She's not looking at anything in particular.
It's so hard to discern through the mask.
So she's not looking at anything. But once the crows and the realization, you can see whatever the ritual is a realization on her part. Is what you're gathering.
So, would I make another roll for that to put 2 and 2 together? No.
No, that's the connection.
Okay.
Something to deal with what is on the board, as it were. This ritual and seeing 12 statues around, or 11 around with one in the center. It's just she's just intriguing, like it's a revelation that she's done this before.
Above table, does this look similar to the sealing ritual that we did for Vampire?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
Are you looking for anything in particular with that book?
I'm trying to think how I want to word it.
Same for you.
if I can pretty much ask my question.
Okay.
Let's say if you got something, Liz, get.
She already did.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he
No,
asked
like,
my question.
okay, just because it it's a role, what are you particularly looking for as insight towards the Raven Queen? What are you trying to gain from this?
So, this is all going on after Lucy is reading the letter, and
I mean, honestly, you don't know she's reading this letter.
no. Oh, well, I know Lucy went over that direction.
You know it wasn't that
Yeah.
direction. You don't know I got nothing.
But
No, you were laser focused on that statue, and then
Yeah.
he talked in your head, and then you darted up at him, and right when
No.
you did is when you made a connection toward the Raven Queen.
what? So I'm looking at what was it? What? How do I word this? Was it something that Lucy and I just did, or was it something that was said between the conversation.
Would she know you're speaking in your head? Would she even know to go on?
Was it something that she saw, or was it something that she heard or realized?
There's no connections to those. The only connection is when you and Lucy went to those statues. And it's the people you love. That is what makes her stance more of a revelation more than anything else. I could say with that too, like her. For you don't see a revelation. You almost can see maybe that mask has a small black streak where the eyelids are, like a tear. Like she's been through this and has lost loved ones before like this. Is what you are getting from it.
She's having a flashback back in her mind.
Pretty much, yes. But right there, we're going to take a quick break. So we'll catch you guys in a little bit, let you collect thoughts on how you guys want to go about that. So see you guys here in just a second.
With the insight from the Queen.
Hi guys, it's Shy from the D20 Misfits. We actually got a sponsor, and it is with Dubby. Dubby is a powdered supplement, dietary for energy. No crash, no jitters. It's the be the better you with it. I'm a haunter. I work in the kitchen, and of course we do our D20 Misfits, our D&D campaign. With that, I'm a big energy drink user, Monsters, NOS, you name it. With this, it's not as super sweet. It's just right. We also get one of these awesome cups. You can get those in there. There is one, I believe it's green. With that purchase, you can actually plant a tree. So I would recommend go ahead and check out the site, w.com, and webenergy.com. My apologies. And with that, give it a browse, peruse. There's many flavors on there. Use the code D20Misfits10.
Will they act on it?
And welcome back. So with that new insight gained, What will you do now?
An intelligence on this note, sir, because there seems to be other words on it.
Go ahead and try.
Did you just say there happens to be other words on this note?
Other, like it. I have to worry about it. Somebody.
20?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the right path, but don't quite know what it means yet.
What was the word code?
The coda, yes. You're on the right track of way of thinking, but yet you do not have the full meaning of what it is for.
She starts, as she's reading it, she then starts to mumble more about the last words in this note and says, not loudly, so I'm gonna like kind of stage mumble and say, the long watch is over. Lead the father home. And looks at him and says, your watch is over. It's time to go home, Dad.
Nothing happens.
She just is trying to fathom over why it's saying that the watch is over, other than the fact that normally, like, whenever hearing if someone's watch is over, their time is done, or they've retired. It's one or the other. So I'm gonna stew on that for a little bit. And
if you wish your father's time to be over and finish his watch, herein lies the hard truth for all of you. If you wish to save them, you must destroy them. But if you do, you will erase them from existence.
so no matter what, they're stuck in stone. They cannot be freed of any way, shape, or form without,
Oh, you can free them.
but they'll be destroyed.
If you wish to stop this ritual of siphoning a god, and she says that with so much pride, as what you guys pick up, that pride, that with that alone, you can stop the ritual and stop the ascension from happening, but you sacrifice those. But if you let it happen, they go into you. They will go into him, and they will be the foundations of the new dragon god.
This is the Raven Queen saying it?
So the love and devotion, the caringness, the passion will go to him. The protection of a father's love for a daughter. As she reconstructs those words again. So a father would never have to beg for his daughter's life. Will go into him. A protection. They will be immortal with him. But if you truly think you want to stop him and stop this ritual, and don't let him be a dragon god or take his place, as she eyes Belverix and Ryu up. If you think the old way is fine, then destroy them. But if you wish them to be immortalized and be part of a foundation of a newer, better God, then let it happen. And that is the price. She turns and looks at Bones. Would you sacrifice the few and damn them, never to bring a soul to me? But with him, a bountiful of souls will be brought to me. Would you famine a harvest, or let it be bountiful and flow to me? Would you close the dam to not let the river of souls flow? Or will you bore it wide open and let it come?
Dumb it down.
My
I
brain's
did!
Working.
I did!
She's saying, like, even with the harvest, would you
Would you dam the river?
Or would you let the flood of souls to her?
Meaning, if you destroy them, that is 12 souls that will never go to her, because they will be erased.
Oh,
If they consume to him, those souls and memories go to him, except for the ones that he is keeping for the foundations.
Kim.
My question is towards the party. With Bone saying that, she has sided with Zarkon and Grievous. How do you feel about this? You haven't said anything. What does Amari feel with that, hearing that from Bones?
Well, she's. Sorry, did you have something already?
Just wait.
Just wait, bro. Let it chill. I want to get vibe check.
Alright.
Conflicted? One, because either way you kind of shake it, the person that they are at the moment is lost. Either they're completely lost to existence, or what makes them becomes another person. But also at the same time, she's seen a little bit of who Grievous truly is, and is like, okay, him as a person is not bad, but the route he's taking to get to where he wants to go, in her eyes, is not the right one. So hearing someone else side with him, it's more context, because she knows what she's being told might not, doesn't, it's one big confusion block at the moment. Because, like, is it worth to her sacrificing other people to have, it's just not an acceptable form of anything. So it's like, okay, you have two things. Number one, how do we save these people if they can be saved? And two, is everyone being manipulated to side with him on purpose? Well, that's my way of thinking, because she thinks this whole situation is kind of being orchestrated by the gods, whether directly or indirectly. That's why one of, like, above table before like all of this happened, it was like, okay, what I wanted to do was ask Bahamut, what do you want? Do you want to be replaced? Are you kind of willingly giving up your seat because you've noticed that you're slipping? Or is someone just trying to usurp you because you have been found lacking? So that's kind of where she's at the moment. It's like, okay, I noticed that these are people that are important. I haven't noticed anyone important to me specifically at the moment. Apparently I'm not very good at paying attention. So, at the moment I'm like, okay, these people are important to this person. These people are important to this person. How can we get them not stone anymore? Is kind of the main focus. But like hearing you be like, oh hey, you know, having them give up part of themselves to help become this other being's better than, you know, stone or being completely wiped from existence. It's like, okay, so maybe you're being manipulated too.
So what's the feeling then? Are you feeling like disgust? Knowing that another person's not on the fence, but is jumping over the fence right now? Onto the other side?
I don't know if it's so much disgust, but it's distrust. It's like, okay, can I not trust you? Does that make sense?
So now you believe that your trust within Bones is shaken?
A little bit, yeah. But it's also like, okay, is she being manipulated? Could the Raven Queen be siding with Grievous also? And is therefore manipulating Bones to get the answer she wants?
Okay. Is it, other than confusion, is it like emotionally how you feel?
Frustrated? Because it sounds like we're skirting around things that could be kind of streamlined. But also, it's like, she's kind of frustrated at Bahamut because not only is he failing to uphold his own tenets, that's literally what he's supposed to do as a god. But it's a lot of frustration. It's like, okay, she's frustrated at the Raven Queen because it's like, okay, really, what do you want? You don't have to manipulate anybody else. Just be upfront about it. Like, just say what you want. Everyone's basically smoke screening what they actually want. And that's kind of frustrating.
Okay. The reason why I asked that is because logic, emotions are not clouded. Our sense of what is right and true. So you are going against your own ideals at this moment. That's why I'm saying it.
Okay.
Because it's not an Amari answer. That is a you answer. That is not a character answer. Is that making sense?
I'm not 100% certain.
Okay. Based off your character sheet, your background is that of logic.
Yeah.
Emotions cannot cloud you. If you're getting frustrated, you're letting emotions in, which is not a you way of thinking when you design your own character. That's why we had this talk before about
Yes.
the way your character's made, or not exactly how you guys are portraying them. She's like a Vulcan, by the way you're built, your character. So they don't give into emotion. And when they do, bad shit happens, so that can make a disgrace out of themselves. And just keeping that in mind.
Yeah.
Because they feel emotion stronger than humans do.
And they are more serene about it. They try to bottle that. That's why I'm asking her with you.
Yeah, that's why frustration is relatively minimal. It's mostly confusion, and it's like, okay, without letting emotion get in the way, what do you want?
You're just confused.
That's where I'm at the moment. It's because it's like you're being either physically or emotionally manipulated to think a certain way. You don't need to do that. It's like, okay, getting to the heart of the matter, what do you want to do? What can we do? If that makes sense. Does that make sense to anybody else? Okay.
It does in a little bit for me.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it doesn't feel at the moment that you are maintaining a sharp mind. Because that goes against the tenant.
Okay.
Well, that's a lead to an opening. That's all I'm saying. You're supposed to keep a sharp mind and blade. So at the moment when you're feeling confusion is when that sharpness is starting to dull.
That's mostly because we're working on a lack of information. We don't have all of the...
Nobody's asking it. That's why I just asked for a vibe check. That's it.
Yeah.
But just your way of thinking is not maintaining a sharp mind, which is going against the discipline tenet of your Oath of Watchers.
At the moment, there's a lot of different things happening, which is why she hasn't necessarily gotten to the heart of the matter. As of yet, we're also kind of being asked a question. So I'm like, okay, where are we at to clarify so we get the facts of the matter so that we can make a decision?
But just that way of thinking is what's going to lead you to breaking the tenet. That's why I'm saying.
Okay.
That's just all I'm getting to. Because that's the discipline tenet. Maintaining a sharp mind and blade. So in the midst of confusion, that sounds like you're tiptoeing towards, breaking that tenet. No information means you need to ask for that information. What were you going to do, Ryan?
Hearing the conversation between the Raven Queen and Bones, and watching how she was a moment before she said anything, he's a little confused at how she's, even though she's got the mask on that brief second where the eyes. How do I want to word this? He's wanting to know what was going through her mind that brief moment ago. Oh, and then was she able to just throw the switch and go? Oh, and it was like prideful.
Forever intrigued.
That's a question that is begging to be asked.
So that's what he's going to do. He's going to look up to the Raven Queen. No disrespect, but how do you go from what's looked to be somewhat remorseful to this prideful stance about this? What aren't you telling us?
Because I was like him. And I did the same. That is why I'm intrigued.
He's going to roll an insight.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
So in that moment, I remember when it was like to be mortal and see a world rotting from within. I chose a path of cold and necessity to manage the end of things, while Grievous looks at me and sees a bountiful harvest. He wants to relight that fire he had. He sacrificed. I sacrificed thousands to save the world. As she unfurls her robes, and you hear in her stomach, in her pale stomach that shows flesh for the first time, you see nothing but thousands of souls swarming her chest. I sacrificed my whole damn village to gain a power to defeat a god, and then become one. He is using the exact same damn ritual that I did. But he's sacrificing 12 to save the world, where I sacrificed thousands of my town, of my village, of my home, to be what I am. He is doing exactly what I did, but with more heart. If you stop him, you're not just stopping a villain. You are stopping a man from fixing the mistake I couldn't.
Which mistake was that?
That I could have chose fewer. But the whole village gave them to me. They gave themselves to me. As I reaped every one.
Make sure I heard you right. You said they gave themselves, so that means they were willing to die.
Some were unwilling, but the consensus was there.
But the vast majority is what I'm hearing was...
You take it how you want to take it. I can't account for all thousands that I have sacrificed in my wake. Some could have been willing and saw and were devout and gave their life for me. A queen, not a god, just a queen. A mage, as it were. You think kids have or infants can choose whether or not to devour themselves to me?
Obviously not.
Well, exactly. So I kill innocents to get where I was. So why does it matter?
So if that's the case, then what choice did those 12 have of what we just saw?
I'm not them. I can't answer that. But I do know, if you want to save your little halfling girl, all you have to do is destroy her, or let her live forever.
Inside the bastard.
He's not a bastard.
He's the reason I have no home.
Then you stood in his way.
Book table? Not to be a smartass, I believe that was Kalon. So book table, I think that was Kalon, and he's already mentioned that. It wasn't David Simmons, that was Kalon.
Was it Kalon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was mentioned when we first met Kalon, and that's why he wanted to try to knock Kalon's lights out. And he's like, "You're more than welcome if you kill me. Hey, guess what? Your bounty
Kalon.
is just
So
concerned."
I'll put it this way.
Kalon was part of the reason that.
It was okay.
I'll ask this. When you find him, you can ask him. So ask Grievous this. If he becomes a god, who will be left to love him? When Satori is gone? When the 12 are consumed? Well, he will be the most alone being in existence. Is he a just cause, a just god, allowed to be lonely? Or will his loneliness eventually become a new kind of tyranny?
I know for sure he won't entirely be alone.
That is true. He has his champion.
She finally.
But he cannot answer the same. He could be the one not to answer prayers this time.
She kind of asks, a little soft-spoken, does that mean he will be excluded from this council? Because if he's alone and supposedly lonely, then that would mean that this council does not approve of him. And therefore he would not be allowed to join them.
This council does not approve of anybody taking the right of challenge. She did it. Is she not here?
One more time? I'm sorry.
I mean, does not disapprove of it.
I listened to the words that you said. They didn't compute to my brain. They don't approve of challenge, and then you're like, oh, but she's still here. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're not going to dispute the right of challenge. After all, she did it, Raven Queen, and she's still here, and she is welcomed.
Okay. That was my point. They can make the choice to exclude him. So
He is a god, he is a sibling. He will be a new sibling to them.
okay.
Therefore, he has to be up there with them.
Okay. Well, in which case, if that's the case, then he has a whole council of people
But they
to
also
hang out with.
aren't gonna just hang out like they're friends in a tavern, Amari. I believe, just like the Raven Queen, we've witnessed her in her realm. I'm assuming the only time they get together is when there's things like this going on or they need to meet. But they're not just powwowing every day.
From what he told me is he doesn't wish to be behind these gates constantly like they are right now. They're here majority of the time. He still wishes to walk amongst the people that can lead and show the way.
Now, if I may,
In which case, they'll die before his eyes.
He'll protect them.
now, if I may,
Not from mortality. That one was above table. Sorry.
Actually,
Not from mortality. They'll die eventually.
which leads me to this question.
Sorry.
Well,
go ahead.
okay.
he's speaking to me.
As a retort to Amari, Palor, you hear his voice. The sun does not pity the grain it wilters to provide the harvest. Grievous is a man who has looked at the universe and found it wanting. He has found a way to fix the silence of Bahamut by using the resonance of your family's hearts. So as your family's hearts, meaning the 12 that are encased, now he is using their hearts as a resonance.
So he is using them as seeds to plant. So the sun doesn't pity the grain when it wilters to provide for the harvest. So meaning with the photosynthesis and shit like that, the sun doesn't just give away, go, I don't want you to fucking grow. It grows either way.
What were you saying, Lucy?
She moves her head away. Her head's not rested at her father while she's reading the letter, but she places her hands on his with the new realization of all of this and what was spoken before from the gods and the question that they had and the Raven Queen of what she had said. She looks up to the Raven Queen and says, "You're asking of if the few outweigh the many, or do the many outweigh the needs of the few? Am I correct? In a manner of speaking." From whenever she was asking about the floodgates and all this, and do you rectify, like, you know...
It's not the matter of fact of that. It's the fact that when she used the ritual, thousands were sacrificed.
No, not that part. I'm talking about, like, how she was talking about the souls with
Well, that's what I'm
bones
saying.
and with all of that.
She sacrificed thousands to save the world.
Yeah.
He's sacrificing 12.
That's-
So, the Raven Queens, it's not the few outweigh the many. It's the fact that why didn't the Raven Queen see that? And did few. She did her whole damn village.
No, okay.
Back to what you were asking me, like the Raven Queen was asking me.
So, when that was questioned, she said, "Save the world with this many people. I could have done it few." The way she's hearing it, which is, I'm assuming, above table, it's a roundabout way of saying, if this is to save the world or do whatever, there's the few, and the world's the many, obviously. If he believes he's saving the world, just like she did before, you know, the needs of the few do not outweigh the needs of the many. But she also understands that if she destroys these people, these statues, or tries to free them in any way, they will break, they'll be gone, there'll be nothing left of them. She doesn't follow the Raven Queen, so it's not like, "I'm so sorry I didn't give you your souls." It's more or less, if I destroy them, they're gone forever, there's no trace of them, they will not exist. And she's understanding that. So, an understanding as well as what they said with what she's hearing, that this could potentially, if there's only one of two ways, either be gone forever or have someone have her father's spirit, like not physically his essence like that, like his actual soul, but what makes him to make someone better, and to, it's also clicking that if Satori's here, that means that they could potentially become one. And her gears are starting to click a little bit from what she's seen before. This is most likely how it was meant to happen. One of the possibilities of how it is to happen.
They can.
So, this is when she stands up and I'm guessing it's Raven Queen and Melora, kind of like this. So she kind of like wide pans and stares at both in a way. And holding that paper, I am in agreement. If this is to be done, if someone is to, and she kind of like grits it because she still has the pain, but she also has the understanding. If this is the way it is meant to be, one of the few ways this is its possibility for the machinations and the gears to for the gears for the machine of fate, however you want to put it, to go, then I agree. For what I have seen, if this is a way to save them, then I agree.
Before you give and make that answer concrete, put this scenario into your head. If you break the statue to save your father, it shows that you are choosing your own comfort over a world where his prayer becomes the universal law. Are you really here to be a hero, or are you just a girl who wants her father back, even if it means the world stays broken? Then if that's the case, then why is your grief going to be more important than the safety of every child in a realm?
Does she think them for destroying the statues?
She gave you a scenario. Meaning if
She knows that.
because you're saying this, doesn't mean what's going to happen in real life. You know, what's going to happen when you guys are down there.
She thinks, she's like, okay, if you're saying this, but then you go to here and like, psh, psh, psh.
Right. So she's saying that out of a possibility, because the future's not yet told. So you're saying this, but when you're there and you're seeing what happened, that you might change that.
Be in the moment kind of thing.
So the what if is if you break the crystal that saves your dad, you are choosing your own comfort over his prayer, which gives universal protection for all. Because that is the basic law he will be writing as the new Bahamut. But if you instead destroy it, it shows that you're just a girl trying to save her father. But if you do that, it shows that your grief for wanting your dad back, for not losing him forever, I mean, you put the risk of the safety of every child in danger from not having their father's protection.
I understand.
That is the what if, before you make that resolute. But in the room, just because, you know, when the gods are saying this and targeting a specific person, like Bones, like Lucy, like Amari, Ryu, and so on and so forth. The other gods, some of them are disgusted with that answer.
With her answer?
With the answer. In general. Some are like, why? Like, Dorn Bahamut are like, what the fuck? Why isn't nobody standing up for them right now?
I'm sitting here going. I'm
so
far flabbergasted.
I know, but if you look at it from their point of view, out of the 6 of you, 3, half the party is already sided with Grievous because of this, because they're letting it happen.
So,
One's confused and has no idea what they want yet, and you two.
You guys haven't made your verdict, and she's
Or just,
confused and hasn't really made a verdict.
you're bickering with your old god about why the fuck.
I'm gonna turn to Lucy and go, oh, because he's in shock. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna side with the enemy on this case after everything he puts you through. Of everybody I would have expected to go turncoat, you were the last one. Now, I do have a question about this because so far the only ones we know that were down there.
Oh, no. No.
You can wait a second. I have a question for the gods. Who are the others back there?
What others?
If Lucy saw all sat, Lucy found her father. I have found on my mentor where, and he blurts it out. The one I love the most.
You had a boo?
Was that what it's about? Like,
he's like, be serious.
Who?
Because this is a serious moment.
Who are the others? Because only Lucy and I were the only two who to walk away. The rest were still there where sat and the scorched ground was.
My brother and father are statues there. They're in that circle. There's your answer for me.
If I were to give you that truth, what do I get? Because that is telling you exactly what is at stake. Just because the others did not see what is taken, why should I give you that truth?
Because I want to know. Oh, how do we know? Oh, it's not one of us down there.
It is one of you. It is two, actually. One broken from the road, and one that is still walking it. This is where above my head lays that question that sparks the scenario. Would you like to know more?
Click yes or no.
Fucking that movie, Jesus. I haven't seen that movie in fucking decades, and I still know that shit.
Try
Now he has a timer. Insert a quarter to continue.
No, it's not what that is.
I know. Not.
Starship Troopers, baby.
Are we making it?
Oh,
No, it's.
I went AI. Sorry. That's a deep cut. Sorry.
Because the hard truth will come if I divulge that. I will tell you that each of yours lies two that has helped shape you of who you are now. So that those two virtues or two foundations that has made you you is what is going to be consumed. So if collectively, if you all were to merge together, you would be him. All the virtues and all the ideals and flaws that have all of you, that has shaped you, your two most precious virtues or foundations that has made you who you are, is going to be instilled in him. And you want to know a harder truth? Would you like me to tell you? Do you want to hunt for that answer?
She only considered you a friend.
No.
Dang.
No. I mean, this is Tyr. Tyr will tell you the truth. He don't give a shit. It's just going to be a really hard truth. So do you want to know, little Drake, or not?
I have an answer, but it's not my question to answer.
I mean, you can tell he is glaring at you, but you can't see his eyes because they're bandaged. Yes or no? Do you want to know that answer, Ryu?
I ain't gonna do nothing.
Roll ain't gonna help you. What does Ryu? Does Ryu want to know that answer? Yes or no?
He's hesitant, but he does say yes.
Okay. Here's a hard truth for you. Each and every one of you are him. Are him. You are literally, all of you, collectively, together, walk the exact same path as Grievous did. Or is walking. But you all have taken different approaches to that path. For instance, Lucy as a kid, running away for her life, protecting herself from the ones that hunt her. Grievous ran when his village was destroyed, looking for answers, looking for salvation, looking for safety. And he found it within a god's hand. Embrace. The only factor is that Lucy didn't know about it till now. That's a path Grievous walked. You want to make sure that you want to retain and rebuild. He did that. He rebuilt himself in the eyes of his village. Straight elves. Following elven culture, elven rule, elven law. And to have a half-breed in there is a disgrace. It is banishment. It is exile. But he has proven his worth time and time again to them. He rebuilt himself. Just like you want to rebuild the damn valley. You were banished and shunned. Cast out of your radiant citadel. Just like he was cast out through Bahamut's grace. You want to prove yourself to the Raven Queen. Be a reaper. Is that not true what you wish for?
Yeah.
He wanted to prove himself, and he became a dragon disciple to prove that he could be just a dragon just as him. Where is he at now? Where did our brother help? Because he tossed him aside. All of you walk the same path. Yours and his go hand in hand, except you succeeded just like he did. You became Platinum Dragonborn through the rite and pilgrimage of Bahamut's path. And that's what Grievous did. He changed his anatomy of that for a dragon. You just changed the color of your scales. He went through full metamorphosis.
And where is it now?
He's still there. He still has that. But it's the same damn thing. All of you are him in the exact same sense.
For real though.
So if you stop Grievous,
Stop ourselves.
you are choosing a god who has already failed you. You are choosing a statue over a heartbeat. If I am silent, and he is active, why am I the one who deserves your loyalty? Is it because I am good? Or is it simply because you are afraid of a god who might actually hold you accountable for the peace he brings? That is Bahamut talking.
Okay, I was about to ask. I was like, What?
Yeah, I got a little confused for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is Tyr
what?
still?
What?
Hold on, I was like, is Tyr still speaking?
Nope. That's Bahamut. If you stop Grievous, you are choosing a god who has already failed. Meaning, Bahamut, who treated Grievous as a son, neglected him, is what he's saying. So, in Bahamut's own mind, he failed to protect his favorite son. You're the rising sun. But you haven't leaped and bound the way he is yet. But he's targeting Ryu because Ryu's the one who is or having that connection with Tyr, so Bahamut's stepping in.
I'm just letting everybody have their own turn.
So if you choose a statue over a heartbeat, if I am silent and he is the one who lives, becomes me, then why do I still deserve your loyalty? The one who just went to me. Is it because you found me just and good? Or it's simply because you are afraid of the God who might actually hold you accountable for your actions?
Do you want to step down?
Bahamut has stated before, if I failed one, then I should leave.
In which,
Bahamut did state that in the last one.
yeah, in which case he should have stepped down ages ago for
A god
probably.
can't just step down.
They have to list.
Yeah.
They can be like, alright, I'm out, bye. Put a
Well,
note there.
yeah, but by his thinking, then he's probably failed multiple people
What-
multiple
if
times.
he stepped down just because one person is flawed or has failed, that's the thing. Is that so in this day, in this era of age, Grievous is the paragon to Bahamut.
So Grievous is more just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Not intense. Even with that, we'll take the book of religions of the gods that you have already read parts of, and because of your interaction with him and Grievous in the beginning, it's around the same, like it's the same thing that you also read that he did become a paragon.
Yeah.
He was. It's not like there are demigods in the world, but Grievous was at that status because he was literally Bahamut's almost right-hand man.
Yeah.
So that's like the thing that he was trying to like establish.
So,
Is what that is.
I'm gonna take my leave.
real quick.
I do have things to say, but I can wait till next week.
I mean, we can save those for
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
So we can kind of leave it on the question of, do you think you have failed hard enough to warrant needing replaced?
We will leave it there. So with that, as Amari asks that question.
I would like to walk up to the statues.
Okay.
Are we still in the statue area, or are we back?
I mean, no. Like it's a projection.
Oh, okay.
It's a projection.
You can't actually do anything.
Well, yeah, no.
No, it's all there.
Mhm.
So you can see it all. It's just between Bones and you. You guys didn't. They look the same. But if you train your eyes good and follow with your hearts, you can find the right person you're looking for.
Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah.
Or is that something we gotta do for next week? What am
Well,
I
that's
gonna
something you have to like roll for sure. So it depends. What's Bones' reaction then? As you you're stepping. Bones is stepping down, or is already in this thing.
So why is Bones curious enough to look at all these statues now?
Who's the one with the blindfold?
Tyr.
Okay. Because he said that there's 2 people that we
2 people from
that
each
has to do
group,
with us.
from each person who helped build
Yes.
the foundation or virtues of who you are now. So with that then, what are you leading with? Are you letting your heart guide you to that? You're in stillness of who you are now, or are you actively going to look with your eyes to find who is familiar to you within this group? And that is the question I'm asking Bones.
Hard?
Okay, then that's rolling with insight.
Yeah, it is. I just wanted to double check. 23.
Nice.
It's a +10, so.
So you close your eyes. You let your heart guide you, focusing on the virtue and foundations that you yourself are what make you you. That's why I wrote this shit down. And this is what brings back to Tyr's question. This is what makes contact. This is what pulls at your heart the most. And like I said, this goes to what Tyr said, and in the same sentencing, that it is someone who has walked the path with you, and someone who is walking currently. For you see 2 that have been divided in half. One is your childhood friend. Another is the person you are standing close with.
Is that where we're gonna leave it?
Or unless you want me to divulge the names.
I feel like that's a good cliffhanger.
Who does Bones see?
So Bones, when she gets close and opens her eyes, the first one she sees is Fern. And she sees all of Fern. That statue, that compassion, that
So she's whole, not half.
she's whole.
Okay.
She was up to me.
She was never split in 2 just for the simple fact that, based off this list, it was reworked because it was projected for another character. But because of the narrative, that player has chosen a different character.
Okay. Because I was kind of
It was
confused
meant
on
for
that.
Stelbone,
Oh, okay.
but because of narrative and the way it worked, the player has chosen to use another character. And Zarkon already mentioned that his father and brother. So you see Fern in full. The other, and the one I think that hurts the most, is Lucy. But a half statue. And that's where we end tonight.
I thought you weren't gonna say your name either. Because I thought you were
I
gonna
didn't
say.
even use.
No, I'll say that.
Reaction.
So it'll be like, yeah, but that's where we end tonight, and we will continue this next week. So, from us at the D20 Misfits,
Good night.
Bye.
that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you weren't gonna say Lucy's, and I
Oh,
thought
I
you
was
were gonna be
gonna
like, that's where we're gonna leave it.
No, I was going to say it flat out.
I thought you were gonna be like, you're gonna turn. you're gonna turn around to stare right into the eyes of Lucy, and that's where we're gonna call it tonight. And I was like, oh, okay.
No, that's close enough. Huh?
I was debating on either divulging the name or not, but then I didn't. I was like, you know what? I think it'll be more of a...
Oh yeah.
No.
Hey Frank.